Hi, good morning guys. Shane Wood down here at Port Orchard Ford. I'm here to highlight another amazing person, a business owner in this community. And before I fully introduce her, I want to read you a little bit about her. Amazing wife, mommy, a dog mom, and helping others transform their life by implementing powerful daily habits. Folks, I have Savannah Glenn with me. Thank you for joining me today. Appreciate it. Hey, before we get going, I want to show you a little bit about what she does and how she does it. So check out the quick video here real quick.
I will conquer every workout that I show up in this boot camp. I will transform because I am powerful. You need to start saying these things now because it matters. Your mindset matters. Post your sweaty selfie into the group. Let me know how you're feeling. Even if it's bad, if you're like, you know what, this is the third workout and I'm struggling so hard, I need you to share that. I need you to share that. You want to know why? Because we've all struggled too when we start a fitness journey. Even when we've been on a fitness journey. I'm 4 years into my fitness journey and I still struggle. I still have bad days. I get in my head. But guess what? You're not alone. You have this whole group for you. And what I always say is you have a whole army behind you. I need you to envision that. When you're walking throughout your day, you're going throughout your day, you have a whole entire army behind you, supporting you every step of the way. All right? I'm proud of you. Show up again. McKenna, do you want to say hi? That's my baby. That's little Kenna. All right, you guys, I will see you in the group. Post your sweaty selfies and let me know how you're doing. Good, bad, struggling, succeeding, strong, powerful, whatever it is. I need you to share it, all right? All right, see you later.
Wow, right? I mean, that's obviously super intense workouts. Love what you're doing there. So again, welcome. I'm glad to have you. Why don't you tell me a little bit about yourself, your family, and then how you got inspired to try to help people become the best that they can be.
All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. I am Savannah Glenn, and I'm so excited to even be talking about this because truly it's my passion. I come from a place of struggle, of pain, of fight. I'll have 9 years sobriety on May 21st, 2012 is my sobriety date, and all of that struggle, all of that pain, all of that fight led me to be who I am today and to step into my purpose and my passion of helping other people. That's what really led into me wanting to help other people and give back, especially right here in my community. Because I almost died here in this community. It was a life or death situation. It was like, you're either gonna live or you're either gonna die. And I chose to ask for help, and I got sober from that point on. I went to AA and got help there, and I still attend AA. I have a sponsor, I work the steps, and that's how, when you're putting one foot in front of the other, opportunities come into your life. And the coaching opportunity came into my life. So I became a Beachbody coach first and foremost.
Really?
Yeah, and I completed the Insanity program from home, Shaun T. And it was that program. As soon as I completed that program, I was like, this is what I love to do. And I saw an ad on Facebook, and it said, become an Insanity Live instructor. And I jumped on the opportunity. I had never even thought about being an instructor ever in my life. But when I saw that, I was like, I have to do this because I wanted people to feel what I felt from completing a program, doing something hard, and just having that empowering feeling. And so I remember being so nervous when I went to go get certified. Like, I literally drove to Bellevue, sat in my car, cried, and I was like, I can't do this. Nobody's gonna take a freaking class with me. But I was like, it was like that moment of, yes, you have to do this. Take uncomfortable action, which we'll probably get into that later, but I'm all about taking uncomfortable action. And I just remember I stepped out of the car, I walked in there so nervous, I completed the certification, and I was like, but what now? What do I need to do now? And so I literally started promoting a free class the very next week because, again, take uncomfortable action. I knew if I didn't take action right then and there, that certification would just sit and I wasn't going to do anything with it. So I held a free class in the community at the, what is that little circle roundabout called?
Up there at
Vanzy Park, yeah. And again, I promoted all week. I went live on Facebook, no experience of talking, and I didn't think anybody was going to show up. I was like so scared all week. I practiced to my little daughter in a high chair. She was my audience. And I practiced as if I was teaching to hundreds of people. And I went to that very first class, and it was so nerve-wracking, but there was 8 people that showed up, and like 3 of those were my family members.
Yeah, right.
But that's how my teaching kicked off. And then
Right.
I was teaching at Givens Community Center. And then the pandemic hit. I was teaching there for 3 years, built up my entire class. Like, it was such an amazing, powerful community that we built there.
Yeah.
And when the pandemic hit, it just came out of nowhere. Like, it just, like, out of nowhere. Like, it was like, you can't go teach class. And I was like, oh my God, what am I going to do? And I just remember sitting at home, and I felt myself starting to, like, kind of go backwards a little bit, because I was like, what am I supposed to do? Like, this is my passion. And because I love learning and doing things, I'm sure you heard of Tony Robbins, because I know you like to learn.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing this online virtual event, and I had a breakthrough. He was like, find what you do best, do what you love, and figure out a way to do it better.
Right.
And when I heard him say that, something in me clicked. And I was walking my dog Jackson, and I had this vision, because he said, find what you love and figure out a way to do it better. So how can I make my classes that I was doing 3 nights a week at Givens better virtually through a pandemic? So I had this vision walking my dog. I was like, this 5 a.m. boot camp, people are coming together, uniting, the energy is high, the enthusiasm, and the energy is just radiating.
Yes.
And we're doing powerful daily habits, waking up in gratitude, affirmations, personal, and then working out live.
Right.
And I literally had this vision, and I was like, oh my God, like, I have to do this.
Right.
So again, nervous, take uncomfortable action. Started promoting for this, my very first virtual boot camp. I had the very first one in July. There were 60 people, and now it's up to 129 people in this boot camp. And now it's reaching people around the world. Like, I have even somebody from Panama, but really, I want this to spread locally. Like, I want to get, I mean, I know I've already talked to you about this, but I want to get the whole community on board with this, because literally, it starts in our homes. If we really want to come together and unite in such a powerful way, we have to take action, individual action. And if we can all come together every single morning before we start our days, can you imagine what that could do for our lives?
Yeah.
Individually, but more importantly, the community. Like, so it's so powerful, and I know I'm talking a mile a minute, but I get so freaking
Can you
fired
guys feel
up.
the energy on this one? I mean,
I get so fired up when I talk about this, because I'm so passionate to help people believe in themselves, because I know I come from a place of looking at myself in the mirror and hating what I saw, hating how I felt, and I want to help people overcome that and step into their purpose.
So let me ask you this. A lot to follow up on that. One thing I love that you said is that when you were in a situation where you had to kind of choose to live or die, and what's interesting is I kind of find that to be an important decision that we make every single day. It's usually
Right.
not that extreme, but the reality is we are always taking action, even when we're not taking action. The choice is made,
Yeah.
right? I love that you mentioned Tony Robbins. You know, he talks a lot about strategy and your state of mind, and how do you get yourself into a state that you want to, you have him walking people over fire rocks and stuff, but they
Right.
don't feel any pain because they're in this amazing state of mind. And you really can get people to like an invincible state by, just mental energy, and it's incredible.
Absolutely,
So
yeah.
I love that you're not just a fitness expert helping people do push-ups and jumping jacks, because there's so much more to it. In fact, as I'm looking at your videos, you guys are doing, I have a commitment letter. You're having people help write commitment letters and showing them how to write that to commit to themselves, and then put that out there for even further, social, pressure and stuff like that comes with that.
Right.
You guys are reading books about growth and leadership, and tell me what made you think to make this so much bigger than just a typical workout plan? You're making people better versions of themselves one morning at a time.
I think definitely my recovery background, like, it all starts within, right? And people are always so focused on getting the physical result, and it almost, like, I don't want to use the word irritating, but it's like, I just want people to understand that it's so much more than a workout, because you have to love yourself first. Because you can lose weight, you can lose that 20 pounds, but if you're not loving who you are internally, then you're not going to appreciate life for what it is. And the powerful habits that I'm implementing, the reason why I do this is because You have to wake up, and you have to wake up with purpose and intention.
Right.
And that's why having such a solid morning routine is so important, and focusing on gratitude, focusing on the good, because good is all around us, and most people don't focus on that. They take life for granted. They wake up and they're like, well, I hope to be healthy today. Well, how about we take action to get you excited about being healthy? Because guess what? When you are focused on gratitude and you're waking up and you're realizing everything around you, when you're speaking positive affirmations to yourself, speaking life into your soul and getting rid of those negative thoughts, when you're doing personal development and filling your mind with just this positivity and inspiration, guess what happens? You get excited about life. You are feeling good, and that feel good translate into wanting to work out.
Right.
Versus just, all right, I'm going to start a workout program tomorrow. I got to show up. No, let's do some habits before. That's why I do all of the habits before we even work out. It's not we work out first and then we do gratitude. No, we wake up with purpose. We do the gratitude, the affirmations, the personal development. That way your mind is right, because you got to get this right before you even do anything else. And that routine before 6 a.m., I mean, if you commit to it and you do it and you put it, like, it's life-changing. When I say it's life-changing, I'm telling you, it's freaking life-changing.
Yeah.
I want everybody
talk to me about what would it be like in your life to have this level of energy. And I want to touch on that real quick. I always think of the brain, our minds are like a thermostat. And that thermostat is set to a temperature that's based on our belief systems, habits, things that we learned when we're kids. And so you can lose weight. You could actually take action, lose weight.
Right.
And it's like opening the windows when it's hot inside. It'll cool down. But the second you close those windows, your mind, your thermostat is going to take you right back to where you were, because you have the same thoughts. So
absolutely.
You can't be a new you without being a new you. And that's why I love that this is first.
And it's all about the consistency too, because like I could stop doing these things today and in a month from now be a completely different person, because I'm not taking action. Like people aren't just happy to be happy. Like you're happy. People are happy. Like if you taught, like, if you go and like when I met you, your energy already was like, so it was my kind of energy, my kind of vibe, right? And why? Because you work on things, you do gratitude every day, and you can tell when somebody appreciates life. And the background that I come from and that struggle and that fight, that's why I have such a deep appreciation for life, and why I choose to focus on my gratitude, because I don't ever want to take my life for granted. Because when you are in a place, I was laying in the emergency room, my mom was staring at me, and I was like, you're either going to live or you're going to die. And I wanted to live, and I didn't just want to survive. I wanted to survive, and I wanted to do something with my life, because I've always felt deep down that there was something so big for my life. And I get emotional talking about it, because I truly believe that every person goes through something. What I've gone through in my life makes me want to make a difference, not just locally in Port Orchard, but in the world. Like, I want to make a difference in the world. I want to take my last breath knowing that I freaking lived my life to the fullest with no regret. Awesome. With no regret.
I love it. I love it. I love your passion. You can feel when it's real, guys. Let me just say that I know a lot of people that are in certain businesses, every business, frankly, and when you chase money or you chase personal, when you chase serving and servant, and helping people and passion and purpose, everything else in your dreams will come true.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm a firm believer in that.
Thanks for getting vulnerable with me. I appreciate it. Brene Brown is one of my favorite leaders, and she talks about, you can either spend a reasonable amount of time tending to fears and feelings of employees, or you'll spend an unreasonable amount of time dealing with unproductive behavior and stuff like that. So what she's talking about is that you have to talk about the hard stuff, the gritty, and she calls them rumbles, and it's being honest. I don't know why your speech there just made me think of Brene Brown, but I have another quote that I do want to talk to you about. It says, talk to yourself like you would talk to someone that you love.
I love that.
Talk to yourself like you would to someone you love. Tell me what you think about that. I know you kind of touched on that just a minute ago.
Yeah, well, first of all, I absolutely love it, because, and this is another reason why I have affirmations integrated into the morning routine, because when we wake up, we're automatically, as humans, we're focusing on the bad unless we are working on it and speaking positivity to ourselves. Just like I said, if I stop doing these things today, in a month's time, I'll be a mess in my mind. I know that. So I have to wake up and I have to speak good to myself. And when you put it like that, because I would never look at my daughter and say, God, I hate you. You're disgusting. And point out all these flaws. We speak with love. We need to speak to ourselves in that same way. And that's how we should speak to ourselves. We should get to a place where we love. I used to hate looking in the mirror, and I can honestly, proudly say that I look in the freaking mirror and I love who I see. I love being in my own skin today. And there was a time that I cringed being in my own skin. I didn't want to see anybody out in public that I knew, because when I was in high school, I was a high school athlete, and I turned into this low bottom loser, pathetic drunk who caused their tornado in everybody's life. And I get to be a different person today. So to love who I am, to truly feel that, to come from a place of hating to loving, is the most incredible feeling in the world. There's nothing like it.
God. I honestly could talk to you all day long. You talked about you wouldn't speak to your kid like that, and I think in leadership, I translate a lot of what you say to how can we run this business and community members ultimately, and if we give up on people too much and we give up on ourselves too much sometimes, and I talk to our salespeople, and when we're talking about their development and growth, I go back to your kids. How long does it take you to learn to walk? Well, sometimes it takes a year and a half. Sometimes it can take 2 years, but at no point in time does a parent say, you're fired, dude. This just walking thing ain't gonna be for you today, right? I mean, it's just not gonna be, and you don't give up, you just keep trying, and eventually, they're young Savannahs and they're out running, and it's not about, when you sign up for a program like this, it's not about being a professional athlete or being able to do the moves the way that you do. It's about movement. It's about getting going. It's about starting that process of truly loving yourself. And I heard a quote a while back, and it says that you should be who you can be. And I think that that's profound to me, because we can all be incredible. And so we should aspire to try to be at least a close version of that, right? I mean, we don't have to be perfect. We still should have a ton of fun and live a little. I'm all for, have that bowl of ice cream if you earned it,
absolutely.
Splurge. But, this discipline that you're preaching that will help someone grow a lot closer to themselves will be beneficial to a person for the rest of their lives, in their hearts and in their families' lives.
Yeah, it's not something that ever stops at a certain age. As a young kid to a teenager to an adult. I have somebody that's in my group that's like 68 years old, and these habits never stop. And the growth journey should never stop. Like I said, if you really want to live a fulfilling life and feel good, the growth journey never stops. In a year from now, I'll never get to a place where I'm like, oh Shane, I got this, I don't got to do this anymore. No, my passion for it grows even more. The more that I grow as a person, the more that passion just grows to help other people do it too.
The seeds of failure are planted in the soil of success. When you get to a point when you're feeling really good about stuff, next thing you know, you put your feet up, you're comfortable, you're celebrating yourself, there's no humility, and you're just like, I'm awesome. And next thing you know, fast forward, all of those little choices, snooze buttons, because you've earned it, and all these things, the next thing you know, you're back to where you're self-loathing and thinking about that person that you wanted to change. You put a post up this morning, and I absolutely love it. And the quote on the post says, whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're probably right. Now, this is a Ford store. I'm a Ford guy. That is a Henry Ford quote, and I love that. So I want to read this. Every day, for the most common things I hear, I have no motivation. I wish I had your motivation. I can't get up early. I don't have the time. I'm out of shape to do that. Well, you're right, she says. Keep telling yourself that, and you'll be exactly that. You'll stay in limbo, not moving forward and not making any progress. Like, this is powerful. That's preaching.
Yeah.
Try this. Approach today differently. Speak differently to yourself. Speak as if you've already hit your goals, and you are where you want to be. I am transforming my life and stepping into my power. I am highly motivated. I rise up early to attack my life. I'm in the best shape of my life. I'm unstoppable. You know, the things that we say to ourselves impact the choices that we make, and everyone knows that.
Yeah.
It's so profound, but every day, hundreds, if not thousands of times per day, we're faced with these impulses and choices that take us forward or backwards to a degree. It never keeps us level. It's always one or the other. And when you say those things to yourself, what happens is the right choices start manifesting themselves more clearly, and it just starts kind of leading you. And that's what we talk about, being intentional with your thoughts, is you create those thoughts, and now your life suddenly starts steering a certain way, and 5 years down the road you're like,
yeah,
right?
It's powerful. It's so powerful. Your thoughts literally dictate your everyday life, and I am all for speaking as if it already happened. Don't say I hope, I will. Say as if it already happened. Like this morning on the live workout, I had everybody at the end of it say, I am Savannah Rae Glenn and I am stepping into my power. So I had them all write their name and say it, and one person said they got emotional, and I'm like, you should get emotional, because it is, you are stepping into your power, and it is emotional because why? Because you spent so long not believing it. So now that you are taking action, it's like, I'm doing it. Oh my God, this feels good. So I love when people get emotional, and I always say all the time that this is an emotional journey that you're on. It's not a fitness journey. It goes beyond the workout. I honestly don't even care about the physical result, because the physical result will come if you're implementing these habits.
Two things. If your why don't make you cry, it's probably not your why. Second thing, when we're talking about fitness, you know, I'm a runner. Everyone knows that. And when you run, you can challenge yourself certain ways. And what happens is, trust me, every runner faces like, I've gone far enough. You know, I can feel good about what I've accomplished. But there's a choice that you make there somewhere that says, I'm gonna go a little further. I'm gonna try to go a little faster. And that choice is the same choice that happens when, you know, any number of other things come up. So real quick, business-wise, okay, so I'm interested, I'm feeling your vibe, I want to be a part of this train that you're on. How do I find you? Tell me about the business, and how are you finding customers and getting them signed up?
So I've grown everything organically on Facebook. So you can find me on Facebook, Savannah Glenn. Instagram is SavannahRae.fitness, or you can go straight to the website, SavannahRaeFitness.com. It'll have everything in there that you need to know. But you can always reach out to me personally, and I can tell you right now, you hear a 5 a.m. boot camp and you're like, oh my God, I'm telling you right now, stop telling yourself that you're not a morning person, because you can become a morning person. I'm telling you right now. Let me lead you on this journey for 30 days and tell me that you're not a morning person. I'm serious when I say that. I say that with confidence, because I know what can happen in your life if you choose to get healthy and you commit to it. I just know. I know.
Love that. Give her a chance, guys. Okay, so walk me through. So like right now, you guys just started an initial boot camp. So is it too late? I wait till the next phase? I mean, like how does that dynamic
honestly
work?
I would say wait, because I really want people to get the full, because I do a prep week. So prep week is doing 15-minute workouts just for a week straight to gear you up, because I'm not just going to throw you into the fire, even though I'm all for throwing you into the fire and taking uncomfortable action. It gets your body moving, doing 15-minute workouts, gets you a dose of what it's like, getting you into the community, and then we kick off with a 4 week. So I really want people to have that whole experience. I'll never turn anybody away. So if you're watching this, you're like, I'm in, let's go, then of course I'm not gonna turn anybody away. But I do want people to get the full experience.
So what she invited me to the boot camp, and I'm so excited to try this out. I know I'm just gonna get broke down and cry in here, you know, talking about growth opportunities. But what I did ask her is this more of a female-driven thing? And so it sounds like you've got some men in there.
Yeah.
You know, what is it? Is it for one type of?
It's for everybody. And the thing about, like, when people see a female fitness instructor, I believe that they think like 80s aerobics or something, like that's going to be easy. But I'm challenging you right now to come and step into the arena and do it and challenge yourself. It's for everybody. So it's not just female driven. We have about 5 guys, but I want those numbers to go up, because again, it starts within the home. It's not just moms, it's dads, it's people out in the community like yourself, coming together, individually working on yourself and taking that energy and spreading it to the world.
Yeah. Guys, if there's one thing I believe, it's that if you can win the morning, the rest of the day will bow to your desires. You just got to start with the morning.
And it doesn't mean that you won't struggle. I'm not saying you're going to do this and every day you're going to be like having a pep in your step and you're not ever going to have a bad day, because it's true, but you'll face those struggle days differently. You'll rise up through them and you'll just continue to go about your life. And I call it a winning strategy. This morning routine is a winning strategy.
Yeah.
So who wouldn't want to win in their life? I've never asked anybody, do you want to win or do you want to lose? Do you want to feel miserable? No, people want to feel good.
Right.
So take action.
Take action.
Uncomfortable action.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm so open about my story on social media, is because if you just glance at my workouts, you're like, I can't do that. Or she's just been that way her whole life. No, I come from struggle. I come from the ground up. Like I had to work at this to get to this place. And I want to do that for other people.
Right. I love it. I love the story. I love everything that you're about, seriously, right now. I was going to read your commitment letter, but I want to let you guys go check her out. Savannah Rae Glynn, Glynn, right?
Yeah.
So check her out on Facebook. See for yourself why so many other people are attracted to this new program and what she's driving, this new community, and then sign up and let's get healthy together. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
This was awesome.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, fantastic. And we'll see you guys next time.